While most men don't approach women for fear of being rejected, Sigma males have a completely different set of reasons. They are seen as the lone wolf who does not seek validation from anyone or anything. They often question the conventional norms and have their own set of principles which they live by. They are not loners or antisocial as people often perceive them. But why don't they approach women anymore? Here are 11 reasons why. 1. Giving false expectations. Sigma males are not impressed by the typical fake gestures women make when trying to be noticed. They prefer more subtle approaches that don't involve pretending or playing games. Being authentic is highly important to them, and Sigmas can see through the false pretense that women put up. This is why they don't approach women who are just out to get attention. In today's society, we're bombarded with glossy pictures of airbrushed models on glossy magazine covers, and these images of perfection have become the standard for how women should present themselves. However, these unrealistic expectations are completely unattainable for most women. Not only is the goal of physical perfection a hoax and unachievable, but it can also be detrimental to women's mental and physical health when attempting to reach it. This is why Sigma males are not interested in approaching women who are trying to live up to these impossible standards. Instead, they prefer those who value their individuality and unique beauty. Sigmas will approach only those women who are real, authentic, and down to earth. 2. Playing hard to get. We live in an era where women are more confident and empowered than ever before. They seem to create a situation where interested men have to work for it when courting them. They often put up a hard front, making it difficult for men to approach them, while it can be seen as a challenge for other men. Sigma males are not interested in playing this kind of game. It may give you a sense of accomplishment when you eventually win her over, but it's not something that a Sigma male finds fulfilling. In fact, they are turned off by such behavior as it is too predictable and unoriginal. Everyone knows how the game works, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out what the other person is trying to do. This kind of interaction bores them, and they are not interested in wasting their time and energy on something that doesn't have any real value. It's like a chess game that has already been played. Sigmas would rather find something new and exciting to explore. Playing hard to get may work in some cases, but it is not exactly a strategy that Sigma appreciates. 3. The dating scene has become too shallow. In today's world, dating has become more about appearances and less about personality. People are judged based on their looks, which is something that Sigmas reject entirely. This doesn't mean they don't appreciate beauty. They just don't think it's the most important thing in a relationship. This is just one of the reasons why Sigma men tend to stay away from those women that put too much emphasis on physical attractiveness. They care more about substance than anything else, which can be hard to come by in today's shallow dating scene. While many people perceive Sigma men as old-fashioned and out of touch, they are actually quite in tune with the modern world. But they will never compromise on their core values, making them stand out from the rest. It's like they have a sixth sense that enables them to spot the genuine gems hidden amongst all the fluff. It's like they can see through someone's appearance, right down to their true identity. And that's why these men always opt for quality over quantity when it comes to women. They won't settle for anything less than what they deserve. 4. She's glued to her phone. There is nothing more off-putting to a Sigma than seeing a woman glued to her phone. It's like they cannot break away from the digital world and engage with what's happening around them. While technology is an important part of life, people need to know how to strike a balance. You'll never see a Sigma man getting caught up in their phone, as they are able to disconnect from technology and appreciate the present moment. This is why they find it so irritating when women are constantly on their phones. For Sigmas, it's a sign of impatience and lack of focus, two qualities that don't fare well in any relationship. They don't like when people put technology before their own relationships, or when they are so obsessed with checking their social media feeds that it takes away from their reality. 5. Sigmas don't like playing games. They are too mature for the typical dating game that is often played between men and women. They have no interest in mind games or engaging in any kind of power battle, which puts them in a disadvantageous position. They are honest and straightforward about their intentions, thus making it easier for them to find someone who appreciates their true nature. While their directness may come off as intimidating to some people, the Sigma stays loyal and doesn't waste time trying to impress someone who isn't interested in the same things they are. They don't chase after women. Instead, they wait for the woman to come around to their way of thinking before making a move. This is why they don't usually approach women but sit back and observe until the right one comes along. While it might take longer for the Sigma man to find a compatible partner, it is often worth the wait, as they will eventually find someone who shares their values and outlook on life. This isn't to say that Sigmas don't approach women, but they often prefer a more natural and less forced way of getting to know someone. 6. No eye contact. When someone avoids eye contact, it often gives the impression that they are being evasive or hiding something from the other person. It also reflects an inner insecurity that immediately puts Sigmas off. Eye contact is an important part of any conversation, as it shows you have nothing to hide and can be trusted. Sigmas hate when people refuse to look them in the eye because it signifies a lack of honesty and integrity. A confident woman will never be afraid to look a man in the eye, as it shows confidence and respect. On the other hand, if a woman avoids eye contact altogether, then it's likely that she doesn't feel comfortable in her own skin or is too intimidated to stand up for herself. And this isn't attractive to Sigmas at all. Avoiding eye contact could also mean that she's not interested in you and isn't willing to make an effort to engage in conversation. But I am not talking about it because every man knows this. 7. Social media has changed the dynamics of dating and relationships. Social media and Hollywood have really altered the expectations of men when looking for a partner. It's actually really messed up psychologically. Sigma males are aware that many women have unrealistic expectations of what a perfect partner should look like or how they should act. They don't want to be held up to these standards and feel pressured into trying to meet them. Sigmas also understand the power of image and how it can affect relationships. They don't take part in the online world of superficiality, where people are judged based on how many likes or followers they have. They prefer real-life connections, which is why Sigmas don't take too kindly to women who prioritize their social media presence over developing an actual relationship. Too many gurus and online influencers have convinced women that they must look and act a certain way to attract any man. But the reality is that Sigma men prefer authenticity, and any attempts to be someone she's not will drive them away. 8. Sigmas are not desperate. There is nothing worse than a desperate man trying to win a woman's affection. It's like a drowning man grasping for a lifeline with no real hope of success. Desperation is a sign of immaturity, and it's something that Sigma males never show. They have their own value and worth, so they don't need to act desperate or clingy to prove it. They are confident enough in themselves and don't need to resort to such tactics. Sigmas don't approach relationships with the mindset of needing someone else to fill some kind of void. They know who they are, so they don't go out of their way to chase after someone else's approval. They don't rush into anything. This is why Sigma men are often seen as mysterious and hard to get, which often piques the interest of women. They're better off taking the back seat, taking their time, and waiting until they feel that chemistry before taking any further steps. 9. Overly emotional behavior. For Sigmas, emotions are something that should be kept in check. While they understand that feelings are an important part of life, they also know that it's important not to get too attached and overreact. They don't like when people wear their heart on their sleeve and act overly emotional all the time. It makes them feel uncomfortable and clearly shows that the person lacks control of emotions. Sigma men avoid drama and unnecessary conflict. That's why they tend to stay away from overly emotional women who are always making a scene. They appreciate calmness and maturity in women, which is why they don't approach women who are always ready to start an argument or get into a heated exchange. They avoid any kind of situation that could result in conflict or chaos. This shows their maturity and the fact that they value peace and calmness. Signs of emotional instability are a major red flag for Sigmas, as they want a woman secure in herself and can handle difficult situations with composure. 10. Lack of self-awareness. Sigma men are fed up with women who lack self-awareness. There are too many women unaware of their own actions and words and the consequences they can have on others. This often leads to misunderstandings and conflicts that could have been avoided if she had been more mindful of herself. Of course, this isn't only applicable to women, but it's definitely something Sigmas don't appreciate. Sigma men want a woman who can recognize when she is wrong and be honest about it without making excuses or shifting the blame onto someone else. While this is hard for some women, it's an essential quality that Sigmas prefer in their partners. They don't want to be dealing with someone constantly making excuses and shunning responsibility. Self-awareness goes hand in hand with self-esteem and confidence, two qualities that Sigmas find attractive. 11. Superficial conversations. This is far from just a dating issue. It's an issue of general interaction. Sigma men hate conversations that are surface level and shallow. They'd much rather engage in meaningful and insightful dialogue, exchanging ideas, and engaging in intellectual discourse. They want to get to know someone on a deeper level, looking for the essence of who they are, rather than just their physical appearance. They avoid small talk as it wastes their time and energy. Talking about the weather, the latest gossip, or what you had for dinner isn't going to cut it. Sigmas appreciate conversations that challenge them and make them think. They are passionate about life and enjoy discussing topics that have depth. This doesn't mean that all women cannot have such conversations. Far from it. However, if all she can offer is small talk, then it won't hold the Sigma's attention for long.